Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Here is Mr. Saeed, science teacher. Good morning, my students. Good morning, everybody. Today, inshallah, we will complete our lesson that we started in the previous lesson, previous video. It was about lesson 3, how do scientists answer questions? Actually, we said in the previous lesson or the previous video, uh, we have different kinds of investigations because we have different kinds of questions. So each question should has its investigation, the suitable one, and this investigation you should, when you do it, you should follow few methods, okay, or you should follow organized way. You should do this investigation according to organized way, not like this, okay? So this organized way, I mean by this scientific methods. How can I do the scientific methods and what are the steps of these scientific methods, okay? When you do any investigation, and one of the investigation kinds is experiment. So we will speak about experiment here. When you do any experiment to check anything, you have to follow scientific methods. So in this video, we will talking about how or what are the scientific methods that I should follow. Here, let me read the example that we have here in this page 310 in your science book. Suppose you want to classify animals by how they keep warm. You might do an experiment to test first ability to keep heat in water. When scientists do an experiment, they use scientific methods. Scientific methods include the steps shown below. So here you have an example that you want to check the fur or the ability of the fur of some animals. We have lots of animals that they have fur on their body, like sheep, polar bear, rabbit, and too many. Okay, so we want to check if the fur can keep the body warm longest or not. So we don't have, or we cannot bring all the these animals to check their fur. So we will do a very simple activity to check the effect of the fur, that the fur keep the body warm or not. Okay. So the first, as we said, we will do here scientific methods, and scientific method has few steps. The steps are: number one, ask a question. You have to ask a question first. You might have a question about something you observe. I observe here what? That lots of animals or too many animals have fur on their body. So what is the effect or what is the importance of the fur that the animal has? Okay, so that's why we will do this experiment. Here, you will ask yourself a question, which is, what material is best for keeping heat in water? This is the question, okay? You have here glass of water, okay? And you will ask yourself, what material that can, that I can use it to keep the warm water longest, or the water warm longest, okay? Then you will make guessing, or you will think by your mind. This is called hypothesis. Hypothesis, it means the possible answer for the question that you asking before. Okay? It means the possible answer that you, for the question that you're asking before. You think by your mind that if I wrap the jar in fake fur, then the water will stay warm. That is your thinking. You think about fur, to use fur to keep the water warm longest. Okay, fine. In the third, and concentrate with me with this step. In the third step, identify and control variables. Variables here, it means what? It means variable. It means anything that can be a change. Anything that can be a change. So here we will do fair test by using different different jars, but they are same in size and their shape. Okay, and they are same in the amount of water, and in its temperature. Okay, so they are same in shape, they are same in size, they are same in the amount of water and the temperature of the water inside all of them. Just when you do fair test, you have to change just one thing, and the other things should be same. Okay, and the other things should be same. Here you want to check the effect or the ability of the fare, that the fare can keep the water warm longest or no. So you will wrap one of these jars with the fare, one, just one of these jars, one of them only. Okay, and keep everything same in all jars. Fine. After that, plan or test your fair test, or do your fair test. Here in page 311, here, test your hypothesis. Did you remember in the second step I said your hypothesis, which is that you're guessing or you're thinking or the possible answer, it was what? It was when if I wrap the jar with fair, the fair could keep the water warm longest. That's what you do. Okay, but you want to check if that's true or false. Your hypothesis is true or wrong. So you have to test your hypothesis. So here in this step, how can you test your hypothesis? By putting what? Thermometer in each jar to check the temperature of the water in each jar. Okay, what do you think? Which jar will has more temperature, or the thermometer will record high temperature in which one? That the thermometer, as we know, the thermometer measuring the temperature. So the thermometer will record high temperature in which jar? The jar, the blue one, or the one that has this photo, or the jar that has fair around it? Of course, the jar that has fair around it will record more temperature. Okay, so here you have to do this test too many times, then you will record. This is the second or the next step. Record or collect your data. Keep records of what you do, and find the records can be notes, pictures, charts, or graphs. You can record your data in the form of graphs or charts or notes or tables, whatever, as you like. You can record whatever you get, whatever you get during your test. You have to record everything. You have to writing down everything, and you can draw a graph, or you can make a chart, or you can record this data in a table, as you like. The easiest way you can do. Okay, then you have to explain, interpret. Here the next step, which is number 6, interpret your data. Interpret, I said before, it means explain. If I find out the data And if I writing down these data in a table and you show me the table, I don't know what does that mean. You have to explain to me all the data that you're writing down in this table, or you have to explain to me the chart. What did that mean, this chart? Or what did that mean, this graph? You have to explain it to me, okay? Then you will state your conclusion. I said conclusion, it's the final decision. A final decision about what? About whatever you testing. A final decision about whatever you want to know about the final answer for your question. Okay? State your conclusion. Your conclusion is a decision you make based on your data. Communicate what you found, tell whether or not your data supported your hypothesis. When you draw this conclusion, you will find out if your hypothesis, which you did in the beginning, it was true or it was wrong. Okay, so here, when we find the fake fare kept the water warm longest, okay, by using the thermometer, and we find the thermometer record the highest temperature, okay, more than the other jars, that is mean yes, the fake fare can keep the water warm longest, and the fake fare can help us in this. Okay, so my data supported my hypothesis that I thought before. Okay, at the end, okay, go further. It means you will use whatever you learn in this experiment, you will use it in another experiments, or you will use it in another things in your life. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Appreciate for your listening, and see you inshallah in the next video. Goodbye.